Okay, so for today's video, we're going to look at adding and subtracting fractions. Okay, so the first example we're going to look at is adding fractions when you've got the denominator as the same number. Okay, remember the numerator is the number on top, the denominator is the number on the bottom. And the important thing to remember is when you add the fractions, you add the numerators, but the denominator doesn't change. Okay, so 3 plus 2 would give me 5. Okay, and the denominator stays the same, so it's 5 over 7. Okay, and if you think about it, 3 sevenths plus 2 sevenths would be 5 sevenths. Okay, don't fall into the trap of adding the bottom number. You still have sevenths, you just now have 5 of them. So what I'd like to do, pause the video and you can do the your turn question now. Okay, well done. So 2 elevenths plus 7 elevenths would give me 9 elevenths, and you go ahead and mark that. Well done. For the next one, okay, so if you have a look at the example I've chosen, so I've chosen 2 ninths plus 4 ninths. Now, we'll do the first part and then I'll show you why I've chosen that example. So I have 2 ninths plus 4 ninths, that will give me 6 over 9. Okay, and when you see the answer 6 over 9, you might have spotted why I've chosen that example. It's because this can actually be simplified. When you're given a question like this, it will usually say give your answer in its simplest form. So if it can be simplified, you should do so. Okay, so if you notice 6 and 9 can both be divided by 3. So I'll divide those both by 3. So 3 goes into 6 2 times and goes into 9 3 times. So my final answer is 2/3. So go ahead again and pause the video and do the your turn example there, please. Okay, well done. And I'll mark that one again as well. So 3/8 plus 1/8 is 4/8. It can both be divided by 4 to give me a half. Okay, now on the final example, there's a bit more working to do because you can see this time we've got different denominators. Okay, so I can't just add them because where the denominator stays the same, well, obviously you can't have that. That can't happen when they're different. So what we need to do, quite simply, is make the denominators the same. Okay, and so what we're going to do that is we're going to find the lowest common multiple of 3 and 5 in this one. Okay. So if you think about it, the lowest common multiple of 3 and 5 is going to be 15. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change each of these fractions to get it an equivalent of 15. So 1/3 is what over 15? Okay, well, how do you get from 3 to 5? You multiply it by 3 to 15, sorry, you multiply it by 5. So I'm going to do the same to the top line. I'm going to multiply it by 5. That's going to give me an answer of 5 over 15. And 2/5, how do I get from, is what over 15? How do I get from 5 to 15? I multiply it by 3. So we'll do the same to the top line. And 2 times 3 is 6. So what I've done is I've changed this sum from 1/3 plus 2/5 to 1/3. I can rewrite it with my new fractions, and that's what I'll do. So 5 over 15, 1/3 is the same as 5 over 15, plus 6 over 15, so that is the same as 2/5. And now I've got two fractions that I can add together. So 5 over 15 plus 6 over 15. Well, 5 plus 6 is 11. So it's going to be 11 over 15. Final thing to do is to check to see if I can simplify it. I can't, so that's my final answer. Okay, so again, I'd like to go ahead and do the your turn and pause the video Okay, well done. So 2/3 and 1/7 are the two fractions that I've got. Okay, and so the first thing we need to do is find the lowest common multiple of 3 and 7. And you can write out the times tables or multiply them, do whatever way you want to do it, but it's going to be 21. So both of these are going to be over 21. Okay, so how do I get from 3 to 21? I multiply it by 7. So 2 times 7 is 14. And 7 to 21 is multiplied by 3. So that gives me an answer of 1 times 3, which is 3. Take my two new fractions then, so 14 over 21 plus 3 over 21 gives me 17 over 21. Let's quick look, can I simplify it? No, I can't, so that's my final answer. Okay, so to finish off then, we're just going to quickly look at subtracting fractions. So exactly the same principles apply as what you were doing before. So this time you're just going to subtract the numbers instead of adding them. So we have a look at the first one, 7/10 minus 3/10. 7 take away 3 is 4, so that's 4 over 10. Have a look, can I simplify that? Yes, I can. I can divide them both by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2, 10 divided by 2 is 5. So we've got an answer of 2/5. Okay, so go ahead, pause the video and do the next one then. Okay, so we've got 14 over 20 take away 6 over 20. So 14 take away 6 would give me 8. 8 over 20. So have a look at those. I could divide them both by 2. That would give me 4 over 10. Look again, I can still simplify that. So 4 over 10, divide those both by 2 again. Give me 2 over 5. Okay. Now, if you looked at 8 over 20 and thought, actually, I can divide those both by 4, excellent, but you'll went straight to 2/5 without this extra step. Okay, but either way, you'll end up at exactly the same answer. Well done as well also if you spotted that these two fractions are both the fractions from before, just doubled. So actually 14 over 20 is the same as 7/10 and 6 over 20 is the same as 3/10. So actually you would expect to end up at exactly the same answer because they are equivalent fractions. And the last example then, so we've got 3/5 minus 1/3. So this time I am going to have to find some equivalent fractions again. This time 5 and 3, I'm going to want a denominator of 15 because 15 is the lowest common multiple of 5 and 3. So 3 over 5, multiply those both by, well, I want that over 15. So I'm going to multiply it by 3. So do the same to the top. So that's going to give me 9 over 15. And 1/3, 1 over 15, I'm going to multiply it by 5. So do the same to the top line, 1 times 5 is 5. So let's take the fractions down then. So we've got 9 over 15, take away 5 over 15, which gives me an answer of 4 over 15. Okay, so for the last time then, if you can pause the video and then do the next question yourself. So 7/10 minus 1/5. Okay, well done. So I'll go through the answers then. So we've got 7/10 and 1/5. So actually, if you look, the lowest common multiple here is actually 10. So 7/10 I don't actually need to change. Now you could have done 20 and got 14 over 20 and 4 over 20. Either way you'll end up with the same answer, but because 5 is a factor of 10, I can just make this tenths and do it that way. So 7/10 doesn't change, so we've got 7/10. And then 1/5, I want that to be out of 10. And so 5 times 2 gives me 10. Times 2 gives me 1 times 2 is 2. So we've got 7 over 10. Take away 2 over 10. Which gives me an answer of 7 taken by 2 is 5. 5 over 10. Which hopefully you've now spotted you can simplify. So divide this both by 5. 5 over 10 is 1/2. Okay, excellent. So that is the video done. So if you'd like to go now and complete your tasks on Heggerty, then you can do that now, please. Thank you.